Hello, guys. This is the Sports Wave Show. We are right here again this afternoon, and I'm here with my co-pundit Ken. Ken, what's up?
Oh, listen better, bro. And thanks for having me once again this afternoon. In fact, I've always deemed this an incredible honor, right, to be heard and to be spoken. And so I'm glad to be here this afternoon to join you for another series of what we started.
Okay, so today will be the part 2 of what we started yesterday.
Yeah. I remember you mentioned that.
I think yesterday we started with the profiling of one of the best defense midfielders in his generation as a player, and currently one of the best promising coaches in this generation. We have no other person than Xabi, Alonso, Olano. So yesterday we delved deep into his transition from playing and as a coach now.
Okay.
So I think his tremendous rise this season and a remarkable journey this season has got him linked to 2 of Europe's powerhouses, being Bayern Munich and Liverpool, where he even happened to be a former player for both clubs.
Yeah.
As you are aware, Jurgen Klopp will be leaving Liverpool this season, and Tuchel will also be stepping down as the coach of Bayern Munich this season. So both clubs have been linked to Xabi Alonso because of his tremendous rise this season. But just last week, there was a report on Sky Sports that Xabi Alonso will be staying put at Bayer Leverkusen. He has actually confirmed he will stay.
Yeah.
So what do you make of that? What's your stance on his call to stay at Bayer Leverkusen?
Oh, in fact, credit must be given to Alonso and what he's done with Leverkusen, at least for this season and what we've seen. But to answer this question, I think this question is a very complicated one, but it has a lot of moving parts. And to begin with, if I were him, in fact, there's no denial that this is how the football market works. It's sometimes very repressive and wicked. That for Bayer Leverkusen now to also enjoy the fruit of their labor is on the verge of losing one of the best fleet in their fraternity to, the powerhouses as we mentioned. But if I were Xabi Alonso, I would stay in the Bundesliga and topple it. In fact, we can mention in my living memory the last coach who won the Bundesliga, even when Bayern was very strong as at then, was Jurgen Klopp. Personally, if I were him, I would have taken the opportunity to topple the league, because Bayern is going to be in transition with a different coach. And after, I think, this man, what's his name? Escaped me a bit, I remember. Guardiola, the one who won treble with them, I've forgotten his name, this old man.
Jupp
Heynckes, yeah, thank you. Up to, Guardiola, and then we had this one of their former players from a Croatian coach. Yeah. I think they have been in transition, Niko Kovac. They have been in transition for a while now, and they have not actually gained their ground. In fact, it is a leg that is kind of deluding people that Bayern is still there. But in Europe, the one with Hansi Flick for a while. I think it was a flash in the pan. We've seen what Hansi Flick has become after Bayern. So if I were Alonso, I would have taken the opportunity to topple the Bundesliga league.
So you personally think you should have moved to Bayern Munich?
Not necessarily, but I would stay in Leverkusen and see what I can do with Leverkusen in the Bundesliga.
So that's the case. So I think it's the right call staying at Bayer Leverkusen.
It is and it is not. It is and it is not, because sometimes opportunity come but once. Right? We don't know what's going to be next season. So, but we can't discuss that. We can't discuss what we don't know. But we actually know the evidence of what he's doing now. So we can potentially say that he's going to do well this season with Leverkusen, because he still has the core of his team. And so I still think he can topple the league, right? Even when Bayern is transitioning. But it is and it is not, because many things can happen. Maybe next season he'll be plagued with injuries. Maybe next season, these same big teams will come and push some of their players. And even when they decide not to go, the instability that will happen in the team can also cause them a lot.
And probably where everything in football happens so fast.
Yes, exactly.
But I think it's about the timing too, because we've seen other coaches who are very promising, like the Steven Gerrard, like Graham Potter. Steven Gerrard won a couple of trophies at Rangers. He came to Aston Villa. I think the first few months he was on a rise. Eventually he fell. Up to now, we don't know where Steven Gerrard is.
Exactly.
Graham Potter was doing very well at Brighton until he moved to Chelsea, and that has been the end of his career. So I think sometimes it's about the timing too. So for me personally, I think it's the right decision.
It is, and beyond that, you see, we've known Alonso And a lot has been said that Alonso was under Mourinho. Alonso has been with, so his identity has been tied to these big coaches. I think this is the right time for him to step out his personality. This is me, Alonso. This is what I want to do. Mourinho stayed in Porto for 2 years before he moved to Chelsea. And the third season was sacked. He went to Inter Milan. He left after winning the treble. He went to Madrid. He spent 3 years there. And many things. He went back to Chelsea again, and Man United. He went back to Tottenham, and then also. And we've seen Mourinho as a gypsy man, a gypsy coach. So I think definitely he's going to move. I mean, he's going to really move. There's no denial that he's going to move, because at the end of the day, we have to decide what works best for us.
Yeah.
Because time is limited.
I think we shouldn't also forget. So far, this is his current best season in Bayer Leverkusen. I think this is second season. It's the best season. So we can't forget the fact that football is about consistency too. So probably I think he would want to stay at Bayer Leverkusen to have another test, whether it's just a flash in the pan or it's something he can do when given another opportunity.
That's the point.
And I think there have also been rumors, I think just some few weeks, where he has also been linked to Real Madrid. And we know the current coach of Real Madrid, that's Carlo Ancelotti, will be signing another 1 year. So after 1 year, there could be an opportunity for him to move to Real Madrid as well, which happens to be a former club.
Interestingly, I don't really know which team he's going to opt for. But if I were him, I would run my contract down at Leverkusen and choose to go in the line of Jurgen Klopp's model. He left Borussia Dortmund in 2013 and went for sabbatical to actually study. In fact, many people touted Jurgen Klopp to come to Man United. They touted him to go to Real Madrid, but he ordinarily chose Liverpool. Right, and we know how he started rebuilding there. It wasn't easy for him right from the start. It was beaten here and there. In fact, there were points where, even at Europa League finals, he was beaten by Sevilla and many things, and people doubted him. So if I were him, I would just take a sabbatical and then take a break and look at what is happening and make a right call in terms of which team I should go. Okay. So, but in fact, the transfer market has been like this. Okay. But classically, I would have stayed in Leverkusen and top of Bundesliga, so that it can be my legacy. That is what I'm known for. Bundesliga is not a human's league. I mean, it's produced one of the best players. In fact, we've seen what German players in the Bundesliga have done in the world stage. So it's not a league that we can double down it. Right? So, but we can still expect him to do more.
It's one of the top 5 leagues in the world.
You see, and so it happens that I mean, things happens like that. I mean, Leverkusen is not bigger than.
But you personally think he can replicate the form he is probably in the next season? Is that possible?
Yeah. The question is that why has he decided to stay? To me, it feels that he has an unfinished business. And as much as he wants to see the litmus test next season, I still feel that he has an unfinished business at Leverkusen. He wants to see what he can do with Leverkusen, and for himself as a professional manager, what he can do. In fact, maybe he wants to leave on a high note. He wants to leave on a certain pedestal where maybe his managerial fee or his transfer fee would even plummet up for Leverkusen. But anything can happen. We've seen so many coaches being touted and have decided to stay, even players. And it became so bad and worse, I mean, the following season. But I think he has everything in place. He has his backroom staff in check. He has the core of his team. And I still think that he's out to reign. The world is his oyster. He can do well.
I think he even mentioned in his statement that he personally feels his job at Leverkusen is not done. It's not yet over. So that's one of the reasons why he still wants to stay for another year.
And then on top of that, he wants to make a mark in Europe. He's going to qualify them to
Champions League.
So what can he do there too? Right. I think that can also work well for his credibility. That can also work for his what he stands for. Alonso. So Alonso is not just a flash in the pan for just a Bundesliga season, a very remarkable season, and he's going to go unbeaten. And I'm going to bet on that. He's going to go unbeaten. I don't see anything beating them. The resilience and then the coming back spirit, right? The inevitableness of what they can do to you is dreadful. So he's going to go unbeaten, and you have to watch out for him.
And probably I also think going to either Bayern Munich or Liverpool would have come with so much pressure. You see, for a very young coach, a very promising coach.
You see,
would have come with so much pressure.
You see,
but those things you have to win.
You have to get used to winning. There's no excuse of not winning a trophy. If it's going to be easy in Bayern, at least he's going to get a cup. He's going to get it, right? But I think, as he says, the Spanish, I mean, people they are very passionate about football. It's not about winning; it's about enjoying. I mean, am I really enjoying winning? Is it just a mere formality that with Bayern I'm going to win at all cost? They really have to enjoy it too. You can't be winning. In fact, Tuchel would win, but under pressure. Exactly. But he has to enjoy. He has to enjoy what he's doing. He has to enjoy, playing football. He has to enjoy coaching. He has to enjoy managing, and he has to enjoy on top of it winning to the trophy. So the test is there for him. But he have decided to stay in Leverkusen for another season and to see what becomes of him next season, if he can leave or not. Okay, but he still has an unfinished business, as I said, and let's see what he can accomplish next season and even in Europe.
Yeah, and currently Bayer Leverkusen are still in the Europa League, where they can still make a statement in the Europa League too. Yeah, I think they're one of your favorites.
But you know the propaganda. He has just won the Europa League. He's just won the Europa League is just like not a farm, a garden league, where when lucky you can win.
But right. I think aside the Champions League, the Europa League comes second to the Champions League, so you can't override the Europa League. Yeah, definitely. But
Mourinho won it in Man United, but people still think he hasn't done it.
And he was still touting it as a trophy. He was so proud of
winning the Europa League. It's perspectives, but Mourinho is the unsuccessful manager in Man United, but he won the Europa League. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm not double down the Europa League, but how many people are even attracted to it? How many big teams are even attracted to that? Bayern wouldn't take it so much into heart when they win the Europa League. Many big teams wouldn't take it so much, but it's a league. It's something that is there to be competed for. So I think winning it or competing to the point where probably will not win is even good for him. Right? He can know the dynamics, right, and predict what can happen in the Champions League. So he can definitely win. But you also have a certain Liverpool that is also resilient. The club wants to buy out on the high notes too. So the competition is going to be fierce and tougher for him, and I think it's good for him too. I think it's good for him staying and scheming what he can do, right? And it comes with different dynamics, the league and then the Europa League. Yeah.
So I think that's the right call.
It's a right call. It's definitely a right call. But I would, if I were to be his advice, I would have told him, Charlie, run down your contract at Leverkusen and just go and take a sabbatical in Ibiza or somewhere in Dubai and enjoy your cigar and still look out for who is calling you and where to go. I think it's going to be better like that.
Life always brings opportunities. You see, you never know there could be better opportunities like Real Madrid and other big European.
Who knows? Maybe my favorite Man United will come calling for you.
Could be possible.
Yeah. Man United is also going through some transition where there's promising. With what they are putting in place. So I never know. You never know. Anything can happen, but I still think he has a lot to prove in. He's not done. He has a lot to prove in Leverkusen.
Yeah. All right. I think that was very insightful.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would want to thank you, Ken.
But what do you think about Varane's comment?
That's a very tough one. But there can't be football without headings. Yes. It's part of the game, and it's not just about even using the head. But footballers usually suffer various kind of injuries, which even the long term affect their body system. But hey, that's their work. But
it's a very big conversation. But did you ever see? You watch Man United, Ryan Giggs stand. You never see him heading the ball?
No, I never saw Ryan Giggs head the ball.
Giggs never. I don't know. I can't. Maybe on my blind side it did, but.
But
it's a very big conversation we can have another day. Yeah.
So I'm sure we can look into that another time.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's nice having you again, Ken.
Thank you, my bro.
So I would want us to bring the curtains down on today's episode on Sports Wave. So please look out for more videos in our next bulletin. So we are out. Thank you very much. See you again tomorrow.